My husband is still friends with his ex. I heard them talking bad about me.
Well, that's not very nice now, is it?
I've been married for 4 months now, and we had dated for 2 years prior. This girl has been on his friend group for quite some time now, and it was never an issue until recently.
Uh-oh.
By the way, this comes from Throwaway Box 6446. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OKstorytime subreddit. So, we had hosted a little celebration recently, and at a point, all the ladies were gathered in a room, and I was chatting with her. She's unmarried and 3 years older than me, and is still stunningly pretty too, like model gorgeous. So we're laughing and talking, well, till she brings up my husband, asking how it's going and if he was troubling me in any way, in a joking manner. She then pulls her phone out and scrolls down to show me pics of his from before. I was surprised she still had pics of that time, but nearly every single one of them was during the time they had dated. And when I got uncomfortable and told her to stop, she just laughed it away.
Huh. That is weird.
Really?
I mean, I guess if they're like still friends, then they probably didn't end on any bad notes. I just can't imagine having pictures of your ex still in general, you know?
This is a little fishy.
Little fishy.
My husband was in his 20s then. She called it his prime. Bet she does. And they traveled more than me and him ever did. What shocked me most was what she showed me pics and videos of them having traveled to Barcelona twice. And this was shocking because when I told him about visiting that place, he outright refused it, and he said he hated that place, calling it boring.
Interesting.
Somewhere's boring, are you going to go there again?
If something's boring, am I going to...
If somewhere's boring, would you go there again?
No, but I would expect that Barcelona wouldn't be boring.
Some people don't like Spain.
I guess.
At a point, I was tired of her telling all of her stories, so I left. It was probably a bit stupid to get angry about something like that, but I decided to leave the room. Later on, somewhere around late night, all his friends were down in the living room. One of their spouses had pump, so I gave her a separate room for privacy. I thought of joining them all, but then I heard one of the guys talking about how my husband's parents accepted me in the family. He and his family are all Koreans, and most of his friends mostly belonging to the same community. I am from Indonesia, and it was a lot of trouble when he told his parents about me. Though all of it has been fixed now, it felt weird to listen to that again. Cause a lot of slurs are still thrown around even though I've been living here for years. My husband told them it's been tough, but it's all right now. And then his friend, who I was chatting to earlier, talks about how she had sent him on many blind dates with pretty women and decided to choose me.
What? This is weird.
They were all wasted, so maybe they didn't know or didn't mean those words, but it still hurt a lot. They started laughing loudly, telling my husband I was a bit ugly according to his standards in the past. And one of them even acknowledged his relationship with the girl. My husband then said words I never imagined he would, telling them that I might be ugly, but I married her. Someone who used to comfort me when I cried or bring me to shop and give me clothes. Someone I was now having a kid with, admitting I'm ugly. Felt terrible.
Oh my gosh.
What do you even do?
I don't know. This is a problem. I would be pissed.
I was about to call you that, but like I can't.
Just now, just
I
to
was
see.
like, hey, I just can't, dude.
Like if that happened, I would leave.
Yeah.
If we had a baby, it'd be harder to do that.
Yeah.
It'd be hard because you love them. I don't know.
Baby.
Step 1, knock her up.
Knock her up.
Step 2, now you can call her ugly.
Yep. Those are the steps to take according to Angie. I know when to call you ugly now.
Oh my gosh.
Right as soon as you have the kid.
As soon as I have the
ugly,
kid.
man.
Dude. I'm probably insecure from being pregnant and stuff.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh, this is terrible. I think it's the friends. I think he needs to get rid of the friends. They seem no good.
All the incident of the day just came down, and I walked out before I heard too much. I decided to shower and then go to sleep before they did. But this morning, after they all left and my husband stumbled back in bed, I still kept thinking about it. It's difficult to convince myself now that they're only friends. They have a longer history than I did with him, and his friends acknowledging it is even worse. This morning, despite his state, he hugged her and said goodbye and arranged a pack of sweets he told me she likes and to enjoy the trip back. It's been eating at my insecurities, especially after seeing the pictures. My husband looks so much younger without the fine lines now appearing and the youthful look back then. A part of me is jealous. I never enjoyed that part of him. Whereas she's not only more rich than me, but also too pretty. And it hurts after being called ugly by someone who I thought loved me. This has been bugging me for a while, and also seems like a very stupid thing to confront about. So can any of you give me advice on what to do? She even talked about sending each other bouquets without roses, but gifts instead. I used to tell him that I wanted one of those for my birthday with books, but he told me he had better things in mind and never gave me one. I feel bad that he didn't do it when I asked him, but it was a routine for someone before me. And I'm going to give some advice. Sounds like a conversation, and it sounds like someone might need to move on.
Like in the dating world?
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like you're not moved on in a way. Like you can have similar experiences and not have it be the same and not have to think about your old partner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or
I agree.
replace those memories with your new partner.
I agree. I remember whenever I got broken up with, there were a lot of stuff that was hard for me to do, but I just had to do it.
You just got to do it. Exactly.
She also wasn't in my life anymore. Seems like this person is still in the husband's life.
Yeah, that's true. Messy. And
because okay, let's say like my ex was still in my life. I always gave her roses. I give you roses. What is she gonna say? Oh, you gave her roses because you used to give that to me?
Which is like so stupid though, because like she shouldn't be talking about that stuff anymore. She shouldn't be like, oh yeah, like that's good that you're doing that because I liked it when you did that with me. That's weird. If you're still friends with your ex, you can't be talking about relationships like that.
Can't be bringing up the past.
Not like that, man.
Yikes. Comments. Jamie Cam says, your issue shouldn't be with this woman, but with your husband. The man you married feels comfortable sitting around with friends and talking badly about you. A good man would have shut down that conversation and never allow guests in his home to degrade his wife in any way.
Yep.
Ponzomania says, I had to set my phone down when she mentioned her husband's friends casually referring to her as racial slurs. If anyone had the effing audacity to call my partner a racial slur in my house, no less, they're getting the knock the F out. OP says, I didn't expect him to shut it down or even divert the conversation, but he accepted it, and that's what hurts. Little Cats 3 says, your husband needs to make a hard choice about his life is going to look like going forward. He either wants to keep these people in his life and lose you, or keep you and ditch the friends. None of these people are good people, and they all talked badly about you, and your husband didn't decent you or himself. This ex-girlfriend is his ex for a reason. She's a jealous person who is purposely showing you the pictures to make you feel jealous. I'm assuming she hid those specific pictures because she told her things about you, like how you wanted to go to Barcelona. At a minimum, that ex needs to be cut out. No contact, and frankly, I wouldn't mind putting her in her place beforehand. You have been married for 4 months. Do you think you could do this for years? It's never too late to get out of a bad situation. You'll know if he's willing to stand up for you when you talk to him about this. OP says, he probably didn't tell her, and maybe that's why the friends were laughing about their relationship. Gosh, this hurts. We got an update.
Oh my goodness.
Definitely bring this up. You have to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It definitely is a red flag on the boyfriend's or the husband's side, because like if we were married, first of all, like that, if we were dating, this would still be a problem, but if we were married, like that's a much bigger problem. And I was still friends with my ex, and you saw that we were literally just crap talking you, like that's a whole nother issue, is that he's straight, not only is he crap talking OP, he is crap talking her with his ex.
Yeah,
that's terrible.
I'm gonna have to leave, man. 4 months. All right. This was cool little trial.
Yeah,
I'm out.
Yeah, did not pass.
Yikes.
I'm scared for this update.
So I shared about this incident to my friends, and they've urged me to make plans with them to Barcelona itself. I agreed, and we went to do a bit of shopping for it. I have been feeling way better now after talking to them and all the support you guys gave too. I'm really grateful. My husband has been texting me continuously for a while now. I'm staying at my friend's house for a while. I texted him saying that I wasn't happy with the company he kept and told him about what his friend did, showing me their pictures. I also told them that he admitted I was ugly to his friends. He answered by saying that he was mostly wasted and didn't mean it, and that he and his friends' culture is where it's normal to comment on people's appearances and not to take it to heart, and said all the cheesy stuff after that, but how he still thinks I'm really beautiful, but I can't accept that anymore. He told me he'll talk to his friends about it and ask them to apologize. I told him that I can leave if he still has feelings for his friend, but he said that was all a past fling. There's a reason they broke up. He told me I'm the one he wants to have kids with, but I feel like he wants me to be a baby producing machine for his family. And guys, you could be a machine for us. All you got to do is go to your favorite podcast platform, search up OK Storytime on what?
On Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or Spotify, or whatever your favorite podcast app is.
And be a machine and play one of our only episodes that are 2,000. We have so many. But back to the story, baby produce a machine.
Yeah.
I mean, what could happen is like I got babies happening on the side, and I'm still with this friend over here.
Still got this cool girl that I could go to Barcelona with.
The fling never ended.
Fling never stopped. It can be flung again.
I'm still looking for a lawyer. Wow. And my brother has offered to help me too. He got really angry after hearing about the situation. I have a place of my own where I shift to after I come back from the trip. My husband is back to constantly calling, though I texted him to stop and he hasn't done anything yet. I'm still a bit confused, but I think this trip is going to help me clear my mind. I haven't told him anything yet, and I'm thinking about blocking him in my socials, though my friend suggested he sees that I am living my best life without him knowing. Scary Stardust, I remember you saying they are all Korean, and it's true about the toxicity in that culture and the way they talk about looks, but that doesn't mean you have to put up with it. Good for you. OP says,
yeah.
I don't think he's constantly apologizing through text and stuff, and he's just sent me pictures of something he made with a sorry caption. I feel a bit bad for leaving, but it's just like that. That's true, OP.
Is that the end of the story?
That's the end of the story.
Oh my gosh.
She's leaving him.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, and I've never been drunk before, but if I get drunk and I'm calling my girlfriend ugly, it's like,
yeah.
Why? Why are you with her? You know?
Yeah, I know. It's like, that's not something that's just like your mind doesn't change that much when you're drunk to have completely different opinions like that. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean,
she gets drunk every day, so
that's
she's
so
an
not true. That is so not true. But like that commenter was saying, yeah, like even if it's a thing to comment on people's appearances and have it not be like a big deal in those cultures and stuff, that's not the kind of thing that you would say. Like that's obviously I don't know that specific culture exactly, but from cultures that I know that they do that, like and just people, it's always like, oh, I'm just gonna be like honest about what you actually look like, or like what this and that is, or whatever. But it's never like just making things up. So if he's just being honest, then he actually thinks you're ugly and you should not be together, and you should not believe him when he's saying that you're pretty when you saw him, say you're ugly behind your back. So yeah, but that is the end of that story. So let's get into the next one. My wife asks for divorce every time we argue. This time I agreed.
Well, you wanted to do it.
I, Luke, 30 male, and my soon-to-be ex, Katie, 30 female, come from an Asian background. We started dating when we were 17. We were both each other's first everything. We were in love, and things went on one date after another. She had very strict parents, and we always had to sneak around even to go out. If we asked for permission, her parents would send her younger brother with her. Oh gosh. By the way, this comes from OK Cicada 8966, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/okstorytime subreddit. Me and my brother were raised by a single mother, and she did it all. She didn't have much help except for my aunt, mother's elder sister. She was in accounting and did her master's and got selected for law college. Very competitive entrance, by the way. She competed at law college within the top 5 people of her batch of very young people.
Oh, wow.
She is my hero and my role model. My father was a very harmful guy. Sent my mother to the hospital in critical condition a couple of times, and that's why she left him and took us with her. Well, that's good of her. At the very least.
That's great.
Yeah. She's a very open-minded person and also very kind. I'm very close to her and have very good communication with her. I always wanted my significant other to be on good terms with my mother, and Katie knew this. So, back to the story. We were in love with each other, and from the beginning, I always thought she would be my last. She made the best out of small chunks of time that we got to spend with each other. Mostly, I would walk from my school to her school so that we could enjoy the bus ride from her school. Oh, that's cute. We went through a phase of getting on again and off again due to her family pressures and her feeling guilty for sneaking around. I was more into studies than her. We have free education, so if you get into a state university, you have a full ride, but it's super competitive. So I worked my butt off and got into medicine. It was okay since we met regularly, but after getting into university, I think she got very insecure. Every small thing set her off. She would always tell me that I'm going to leave her for someone else. Oh, what? And if I had a female friend or if someone flirted with me or asked me out, she would keep talking about it for years. But I kept on telling her everything to be transparent. That might not be the best thing, I think.
If I'm like, oh my gosh, like I talked to you.
Yeah.
Babe, like what the heck? Like I talked to you.
Yeah, and then I keep saying like, oh yeah, another guy talked to me and another guy talked to me, even though I'm turning him down. That might, you know what I mean?
I'm going a totally different route here.
I think
I think it's a little bit much on her end.
Well, absolutely.
I don't know if someone hit on me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My father and brother were both serial cheaters, and it had imprinted in my mind never to be unfaithful to her or leave her, and to make it work no matter what. She would always pick a fight with me once or twice every month. Then she would say sorry and make up. Now that I think about it, I'm surprised I survived med school because I didn't do a single exam with proper peace of mind. Oh man. She didn't have any close friends, and she wasn't close with her family and cousins. She made me the center of her universe. And I encouraged her to go out with her friends and be close to them, but she wasn't interested. There's one other topic that she fought with me over and over again. She would ask me who I loved the most, her or my mother.
Love this one.
Oh no. I always gave her the same answer. You two are the most important people in my life, and I love you both in two different ways. But the constant pestering didn't go away. She always wanted me to choose. After about 5 or 6 months from each and every big fight we had, she gaslighted me into believing that I was at fault. And I ended up saying sorry. I didn't pick up on all this until I was 29. So much gaslighting. Oh my gosh.
Dang.
This hurts my heart for OP.
Yeah, this is tough. It's tough to watch.
Yeah. She had a very close relationship with my mother. That was a huge deal for me, or that's what she wanted us to think. But whenever we met her parents, there was nothing but boasting all the time. I've never met anyone that boasts that much, but we always thought Katie would be different from them. Fast forward to the final year of med school, we planned to get married. I wasn't involved in the planning at all. I let them do all the planning. The thing about my mother is that she would tolerate anything for her children. During planning stages, they treated my mother like a personal chauffeur. Keep in mind that Katie and her mother don't work. My mom works in the city. So she would go to work, clock in, do some work, drive back to pick them up, and drive back to the city for wedding shopping. Oh my gosh. Then she'd drop them off at their place and drive back to the city. My mom, bless her heart, didn't complain to me once. She had always thought that she shouldn't muddy my relationships with anyone just because she was treated poorly. I got to know how she was treated from Katie. She was telling me about wedding planning, and I asked how it was going and what they did in the last few days. She, without realizing it, told me how they were dealing with my mother. I told her that that was disrespectful and selfish, how they treated her like a personal chauffeur. Then I told her not to do that, and I told her to apologize to my mother. Then she did. My mother didn't know that I spoke to Katie about it. Things went on, and we had some really bad arguments with wedding planning. Her mother was too demanding about the things that she wanted, and we gave in to almost all of it. The first night after our honeymoon, I was studying since I had a lot to catch up on from the days I missed for my wedding. She came in and said that she wanted to talk to me. Then she told me that she's afraid of me. What? She said that she's afraid that I would physically harm her. What? Where is this coming from?
I don't know.
By this point, we've been together for 9 years, and I have never even raised my voice at her. When I asked her why she felt that way, she said it's because I'm a guy and I'm physically stronger than her. I asked her if I ever made her feel threatened or unprotected, and she said no. I asked if she watched some video on YouTube. She said no. And this really broke me. I felt helpless and alone. I blamed myself for her feeling this way, and I couldn't get it out of my head that the person I love sees me as a threat. I thought that maybe that's because my father was an abuser. I don't think I've cried that much ever in my life. I was in emotional heck for a few weeks. She said she was sorry and told me that she was being honest about what she felt. We rented an apartment after the wedding. Since no one was working, my mother paid the rent and took care of the expenses, while their parents chipped in sometimes for food. Oh my gosh. She doesn't know how to cook, so she would try recipes on the internet, and mostly it would come out very bad. But I always ate everything and told her that I really liked it. Oh my gosh. Opie. So sweet.
She's probably not even... It's
Like,
just the mom or the...
This is the wife. OP's
She
wife.
might not be cooking these just right, buddy. Why not take? It's not that hard to cook.
Yeah.
It's hard to
you're
cook?
just not trying that hard. I don't know.
You don't really cook.
I don't
but
cook that much.
The meals we have cooked together,
They're very easy. Yeah.
just following instructions.
It's possible.
I'm not buying.
Possible, man. After a few days of living together, she started going through my phone. I didn't say anything. She would take my phone and start going through it and ask me about things that I talked about with my best friend. After a few days of this, I told her that it's not nice that she's reading messages of my friend because he sends me things that he won't be comfortable with my wife knowing. Then she got really pissed and changed the password to her phone, We had the same password and deleted our entire chat from both of our phones. That had about 100,000 messages. It was very sentimental to me. After my graduation, I started working and we were living with my parents, and she would leave to her parents' place or tell me to drop her there if I was working nights. She was getting along with my family before the wedding. I don't know if that was all an act. What? When I asked why she leaves like that, she gave me very bizarre reasons that when I asked more about, she would change the story. She wouldn't help around the house or do anything. When I asked if she wanted to work, she said no. We had talked about this before, and she seemed passionate and said that she wanted to work. Day by day, she seemed very different, more and more selfish. She wouldn't come out of the room and wouldn't talk to anyone until I got home. She seemed like a different person from what we saw before getting married. One day, I had a long 3 days at work, so I was awake for basically more than 60 hours. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Since I had night duty, she was at her parents' place. I was about to sleep, and she asked me to help her with something very, very simple. It was about logging into a website. I have saved the passwords and everything, just needed a few clicks. I told her that I'm sleep deprived and asked her to get her brother since he has a basic knowledge of how things work. She said that no one was home that could help her. I tried to help her over the phone, but she said that she can't and told me to come. Oh my gosh. And I drove there. I was surprised to see everyone was home. When I was logging in, she was on her phone watching YouTube. I told her to pay attention. She shrugged it off. I got really annoyed. I'm annoyed too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This whole story, it just feels like she's just so controlling and so like manipulative of this man.
Yeah, dude, you wrapped around her finger.
Yeah, and it's
You have
so
to
sad.
Get out of there.
Absolutely. It's so sad because there was some sentence that OP wrote towards the beginning that was something about like, you know, I never wanted to cheat on her and I wanted to make this work no matter what. And I think that's what has been happening through this whole thing. I think he's so scared of just losing her and like having the relationship not work out that he's not seeing that it's not up to him.
Yeah.
It's just not working out anyway.
Sometimes when the glass falls, you just gotta leave it a million pieces.
Yeah.
You don't have to fix it all the time.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That is so sad. So sad. I drove back, and looking back, it was a miracle I'm still alive and didn't fall asleep at the wheel. I realized that she has taken me for granted and I'm the only one giving, and she's just gotten used to it. But I endured everything. I wanted to make my marriage work. After some time of this routine, I asked her again why she's always going to her parents' place. She gave the usual answers, and I kept on digging, asking her to clarify and pressed her on it. And she suddenly said that she wants a divorce. I stopped the argument. What?
Wow.
What? That is so random. Then after things cooled down, I asked her if she really wants a divorce. She said no and that she's sorry. Then I told her that it's not a word to be taken lightly. She agreed not to use it if she doesn't mean it. And you should always agree to go look for full episodes of stories just like this one. Just go to iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever your favorite podcast app is, and search OK Storytime. You better promise. It's not something we take very lightly. And there is a little bit more to the story, but this is just so sad. I really hope they break up.
Yeah.
I hope he gets out of there.
This is really tough to be taken for granted. And, you know, I will serve you. However, it is good to serve your wife.
Yeah.
But to a point, man, you gotta watch yourself. You driving back and you almost didn't make it back, bro.
Come on. It's your safety. Your safety is literally involved just because she wanted to get into a website and didn't even want to learn how to do it herself.
I bet you didn't even use the website afterwards.
Me too. I bet. But there is a little bit more to the story. After that, whenever we talked about this subject, she would use the phrase, I want to stop this, instead of divorce, so that I would stop asking her questions. To this day, I have no idea why she's leaving the house we live in. She would either use this strategy or she would bring me a bottle of poison and ask me if she'd pass away if she drank that. I was emotionally manipulated and traumatized like this by her so many times. One day when she said, let's stop this, I said, okay. Let's do that. Then I told her that I'm done with being treated this way and her selfish behaviors. So am I the a-hole for proceeding with the divorce and not listening to her pleadings and apologizing? Whoa!
Absolutely not.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, you gotta look out for number one.
Yes.
Yourself.
Yes.
And it does not seem like she respects you or loves you enough to care about you. She seems very selfish.
Yep.
Self-centered.
Yep.
Dude, you're good.
You're
Just get out of there.
Get out of there. Yeah, honestly, like, he's realized now that she's been manipulating him and it's been traumatizing him this whole time. Great. That's the first step, is awareness.
Yep.
in literally any situation. So now that you know that, you can't go back. And if she's been doing this the entire relationship, she's not going to change.
No.
She's not going to change. She has had the opportunity to change, and it's not going to happen. So
it sounds like
get out of there.
Tried to make a lot of healthy steps. She's just like, divorce. I want to stop this. I'm going to do something. She's avoiding it. She's avoiding hard conversations.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So definitely not the a-hole. Get the F out of there, please. But yeah, is that the end of...
That's the end of the story. My husband wants to go on an international vacation with his family while I'm pregnant.
How pregnant is the real question?
I'm female 40, struggling with my husband, male 42. I hadn't originally posted here thinking this was an issue with my in-laws, but I've realized the issue was with my husband and me. And by the way, this comes from FK1025. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/okstorytime subreddit. In short, it seemed to me that my husband's parents and brother invited themselves on our baby moon. We will be 26 to 28 weeks pregnant on our travels. I have made it very clear to my husband that I wasn't interested in a family trip. He assured me that it wouldn't be the case and that we'd only have to see them for a limited amount of time. After several fights on the topic, my husband asked that we spend additional time with his family. I told him I was fine with them tagging along to do what we were doing, but that I wasn't interested in doing anything I didn't want to do or changing my plans for them. After another fight, my husband finally admitted that he didn't address this sooner because he didn't want to hear what I had to say and that he had certain obligations to our family. He wants me to be close with his family, and he feels like limiting our time with them on this vacation could cause problems. I think he is asking for a lot from me to make more compromises than I have already offered with this vacation. The location we are going is only because our family has a connection to it. It's an 11-hour flight, and I have to take an 8-hour round-trip train to get to where my in-laws will be. There's no other reason that I'd go to that location. I'm trying to express the level of discomfort I could be in at this point in my pregnancy, and I feel like he isn't going to be recognizing that. I feel unsupported, and I'm very concerned about being prioritized on this trip and in the future. I don't even want to think about the baby, and the fears abound. What is the compromise when we don't see eye to eye on family obligations? If it seems like it's going to be out of the way and the purpose is for you guys to be close together, I don't think it's intended for them to be on this trip. Maybe plan another trip?
Yeah, maybe just this, like if they do a lot of family vacations, like maybe this one is just one that you miss, you know?
Yeah.
Or that he misses. That could be okay.
Yeah, that sounds like the move.
Yeah.
I don't think you should force a vacation, husband.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. Happy life, happy wife.
Exactly.
We got an update. To start, I oversimplified the baby moon. My husband and I, as well as my in-laws, are American citizens living in the U.S. My in-laws live about 3 hours away from us, and we see them several times a year. My father-in-law has been working in the U.K. since last summer. When we originally told he was just outside London prior to becoming pregnant, my husband and I agreed to come visit. I'm a huge traveler and have several close friends in London. My husband has never been, so I figured this would be a perfect opportunity. We could stay with father-in-law for the time in London and then travel to Scotland on our own. Husband and I both work demanding jobs and don't take much time off, so this would be our big trip for the year. Obviously, things changed when we got pregnant. We still hope to see this trip as our baby moon, but some changes would need to be made. We tentatively blocked midsummer as I will still be in my second trimester and the weather would be somewhat tolerable. My OB also approved the travel and timing. More on this later. Things started getting sketchy at the holidays. My father-in-law came home several weeks and we spent Christmas at their U.S. home. Father-in-law shared info about his accommodations, which are actually in a very small town about 2.5 hours outside of London. None of my British friends are aware of the town. My mother-in-law also announced her plans to stay with father-in-law for several months, inclusive of when we'd be there, and encouraged us to coordinate our plans with her brother-in-law. I immediately raised concerns to my husband about his family seemed to think this was a family vacation. I made it clear that I wasn't interested in that for a number of reasons. We traveled with them before and it was a nightmare for me. Plus, I let it be known that my vacation time is precious and I want it to be what I want to do, especially given this will be my last trip without a baby. Ooh. That's why people take baby moons.
Baby moons? I've never heard of that term.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
we should.
What is it?
I'll show you. I'll show you one day.
Okay.
It's basically my parents went on a baby moon, but Sawyer was with them.
Is it
they just went to the beach with Sawyer without me and Tate.
Is it just a trip without kids before a baby comes?
Well, they had a trip with Sawyer and they just went without me and Tate.
Okay, but is that what it's supposed to be?
I don't know.
Then you don't know what a baby moon is.
Well, it sounds like a trip before the baby, and it's just like a time to be together last before you have another additional family member.
That's what I said. Get off of me. Well, anyway, so yeah, he wanted a baby moon.
But everyone wants to be together.
Everyone wants to be together.
He assured me that he'd be talking to his mom about traveling with his brother, but he also brushed it off as me overreacting. This should have been a bigger red flag for me. Over the next 2 months, I grew more and more concerned. I overheard conversations between my husband and his family, and whether they'd say anything about this trip. He didn't overly correct them. I would try to talk to them about it, and he'd gaslight me, saying I was making up problems in my head, or I didn't know what I was talking about, and I had even suggested canceling our flights and going elsewhere. Just the two of us. Or I offered for him to go to the UK with his family while I would do something more relaxing with friends and my family. Every discussion turned into an argument. Finally, I built a tentative itinerary for our trip, which included 2 full days and nights at a small town they'll be staying at. I also offered for anyone to join us on any part of travels around the UK, but stressed a few key points. No one is sharing a hotel room with us, and I am not changing my plans for anyone. If they don't want to do something I want to do, they don't have to. So it sounds like she's compromised.
Compromises are good.
She's compromised for the family to come along.
Mm-hmm.
But she has these 2 things. These only 2 things.
Do we think that they're going to happen?
Conversely, if they want to do something, and I'm not doing it. The final straw came about 2 weeks ago when they were asking to rearrange dates, more convenient for them, which I accommodated, and my brother-in-law expressed his desire for all of us to go to Paris to meet up with a friend. This friend is an OnlyFans model less than half his age, who he has never met in person. I lost it and told my husband I didn't want anything to do with brother-in-law anymore, and his family could do their own thing. We would still go to their small town for 2 nights, non-refundable train tickets, but that's all I'm willing to give. And that's when my husband started with the talk about there will be a level of obligation to travel with them and how I'm unwilling to compromise. It was after that last conversation that I posted. I felt crazy that my husband and I could be so misaligned on this. After reading the replies, I met with my doctor once again to discuss any concerns. She still gave me her blessing. While I'm in an advanced maternal age, I do not have any other major risks. I am a healthy weight and worked about 4 to 5 days a week prior to pregnancy. I wish I could say I kept that up, but it's more like 2 to 3 days now. I'm still very active, and I've been lucky with the pregnancy so far. I also have compression socks and plan to get up every hour for stretches on the flight. I'm going to a destination with excellent healthcare. My best friend is also a physician, and her only concern for me around the stress caused by the in-laws. All that said, I'll continue to monitor how I feel, and if there's anything concerning, plans will change. In terms of my husband, he has since apologized profusely and recognized the major problem he caused. He told his family we will not be traveling with them, and they are very understanding. The problem was never with them to begin with, but always my husband. We had several unrelated but similar issues where he people pleases other at my expense. Yeah, I was about to say, I could see that.
Yeah, that's not very surprising to me at all.
He's like, we're going on a trip. Oh my gosh, we want to come. Yeah, totally. Go for it. Go for it.
Sure.
Come along.
Meanwhile, the pregnant wife is like, what?
What's going on here? They're coming too?
What?
He admitted that his MO is always that he thinks I'll eventually change my mind. He'll say things like, you and the baby are the center of my world, and I have to remind him that his actions tell me otherwise. And by the way, the next action you might need to take is going to your favorite podcast platform, that being Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and searching up OK Storytime and clicking the play button to listen to more stories just like this one.
You must take this next action.
And Angie, what do you think? Do you think this is a good step that they're taking? That they seem to be on the same page now.
I think it's good that he's aware of it. Absolutely. I think it's good that he's admitting, like, okay, yeah, this is what I do usually. I'm not going to hide it or sugarcoat it. I do kind of use you as like, you know, a fallback or whatever. I fall on this excuse. I don't know how I'm trying to say that, but, and he's understanding that that's a problem. And that's great, because then they can talk and figure out a solution. I think they're on a great track. I agree.
Yeah. I think at the beginning, it didn't sound like a baby moon. Yep. After we got clarified, it didn't sound like a baby moon, and then things kind of got misaligned, and I was like, okay, this makes sense why everyone's like kind of confused. I was kind of confused.
Yeah, same.
We have been in couple counseling for help with communication for about 2 years, but it stopped last summer. It's clear we still need some more help. I'm insisting we start it up again. At this point, I'm feeling a lot better than I did when I initially posted, but I'm familiar with the temporary relief that comes with after these issues. I'm still uneasy about what will be the next thing and hoping we can get into therapy before that happens, and especially before you have that baby come along. Shoot.
Yes.
Definitely hit up therapy. Please be on the same page. Oh my gosh. For the love of that child.
Yeah. I think it's a great idea just in general to go to therapy before having a baby.
Got 9 months.
9 months.
Let's
We
begin.
have way more than 9 months, mister.
We do. Just joking. And that's the end of that story.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.